I remember driving my Volkswagen Passat around back in my 20s and having it happen again. The clicking, the clunking, all of the noises. Oh my gosh, let me know if you can relate below. Like every time your car starts to make a noise, you just like have that panicky feeling come up. You guys, I had no money in savings, like zero. I was always out of money before I could get my car to the mechanic, and my credit cards were usually just about maxed out. There are so many times that I would be at the mechanic where I would be calling my credit card company and asking them to extend the limit so I could get the car repaired. But here's the thing. I didn't know how to save. I thought it was a luxury. Like I thought someday when the money was rolling in, that's when I would save money. And I always thought it was something to put off until later. Saving money is not a luxury. It is a necessity for your sanity and for your future. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 2 ways that you should be saving money every single month, even if your goal right now is to pay off debt. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the like button if you're excited to talk about saving money. Okay, so let's get started. The 2 ways that you should be saving every single month, even if your goal right now is actually to pay off debt, are an emergency fund and a sinking fund. You guys, these are 2 ways that you can actually make your debt payoff goals a reality. And here's why. So often when we're on a debt-free journey, there are months that come up that completely derail us. Whether it's a big vet bill, or someone is ill and has to take off work and there's less income for a couple of months. Maybe you have to get something repaired in your home, or your car breaks down. I know a lot about that, okay? So when you want to be paying off debt, the most important thing is that you have some consistency and that you really feel confident in your knowledge of where your money is going, and that you have some money set aside for the unexpected or the expected things that come up. So we don't want to have blinders on when it comes to what is going to be an expense that might slow us down a little bit with our debt. We want to be prepared for those things. And so if you are just blindly throwing money at debt consistently over and over, but then you're also getting derailed consistently over and over when big things come up that you're not ready for, let me tell you, having some savings in place can really help you stay on track. Okay, so let's talk about this. Savings number 1 is your emergency fund. And there's a lot of debate out there about how much money should be in your emergency fund. Some people say $1,000 to start before you pay off debt. Some people say 3 to 6 months of expenses. And something that I feel pretty good about these days is 1 month of expenses. With everything that has happened in the past year and with some uncertainty still on the horizon, I think if you're still going to be paying debt off, it's good to start with at least a month's worth of expenses. Now, that is your emergency fund. Next week, I'm going to be sharing a video all about emergency funds. We're going to go through lots of examples of when to use your emergency fund, where to keep your emergency fund, and when not to use your emergency fund. Okay, somebody count. How many times do I say emergency fund today? In a nutshell though, an emergency fund is for just that, an emergency. And here's my quick rule of thumb. If you have to ask, is this an emergency? It's not. Okay, so the last bit that I'm going to say about emergency funds today is this. Determine what your month of expenses is that you want to get started in an emergency fund. Remember, after you pay off your debt, you're going to save up even more in that emergency fund. But to start, we want 1 month of expenses. How long is it going to take you to put that together? Well, you're going to need a plan, a cash flow plan, a money plan, a spending plan, a budget, whatever you want to call it. You need to know exactly where your money is going. And the more focused you are on it, the more thoughtful you are with how you spend your money, the easier it's going to be to set that emergency savings aside. Is it going to take you 2 months? Is it going to take you 4 months? How long is it going to take you to set aside that month of expenses? And then once you have your emergency fund in place, while you pay off debt, you can use that amount that you were setting aside towards your debt as extra payments. Now, let's talk about the sinking fund. So this is entirely different because the sinking fund is something that you are going to consistently, month after month after month, contribute to. You can check out this video all about sinking funds, and I'll put the link in the description below. And stay tuned for later this month because I'm going to create a brand new tutorial all about how to put together your first sinking funds. Okay, sinking funds, what the heck are they? So this is basically a savings for your budget. This is money for things that you know are coming, and in the past you might have just sort of ignored or hoped that you would be able to deal with when they come up and smack you in the face. Okay, so we're talking about the holidays, we're talking about car repairs, we're talking about annual premiums that you pay for insurance or storage. This is stuff that happens every single year, but it doesn't fall into your monthly budget. So we sometimes forget about them or just cross our fingers and hope for the best. Some other things you might want to use sinking funds for are things that you're saving up for even while you're paying off debt. Maybe you really need a new bed. Get the new bed. Just don't put it on a credit card, right? So we have to get more intentional about saving money and putting things in our plan and not letting something derail us or send us further into debt. If there's something that you know you want to save up for, even if you're paying off debt, put it in your plan, make it part of your sinking fund. So you might set aside $100, $200 a month every month to buy the new bed instead of taking your credit card and putting a couple grand on it. Let me know in the comments below, what is something that you really want to start saving money for? What should go in your sinking fund today? If all of this sounds overwhelming, like, Katy, how am I supposed to save for an emergency fund, save for a sinking fund, pay off my debt, and do all the things, right? Let's chat. So you need to have a plan, like a rock solid plan for your money. That includes knowing exactly what to prioritize each month. That means knowing exactly what to shift or move or put on hold or really put more energy and effort towards. It means being crystal clear about what your goals are and how you're going to work towards them on a monthly basis. So if that is you and you are interested in more support with how to actually plan your money and make some of these goals come true, let me know. We can connect where I will walk you through a strategy for your particular situation. Okay, so quick recap. I don't care what your goals are right now. I don't care if you want to pay off all the debt in the world. I don't care if you just want to invest like crazy. If you are not putting a sinking fund together every single month, if you do not have some emergency savings in place, you need to reassess and reevaluate what you're doing, because these two things are going to help you stay on track towards your goals each and every month. So make sure you have subscribed to this channel, because later this month, guys, I'm going to bring you a very specific step-by-step detailed plan for how to put together your sinking fund. And we're going to talk about the uses of an emergency fund, what you should not be using your emergency fund for, and how to house each of these funds, right? Where do we keep them? How do we take care of them? How much should be in them, right? All the good stuff. This is what you need to get started with. Let's make sure that we are thinking about an emergency fund if we don't have one. Let's make sure we're thinking about a sinking fund if we don't have one. And I'm going to walk you through step by step how to take care of each of these over the next few weeks. All right, guys, that is it for today. Again, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Give this video a like. And if you would like to schedule a call with me, I will leave the link down in the description below. I will see you next week, where we will be talking all about emergency funds, what to do with them, what not to do with them, where to keep them, how much to have, all the good stuff. I will see you then.